You know what? There aren't enough educated, progressive black male voices. No politically correct bullshit. I'm just one guy with a valuable opinion, bringing you the real, for real. This episode is going to be different from every single other episode. No segments this episode, just me freely talking, because I realized that a lot of people around me, people that I've worked with, people that I know, I realize that they don't value me. And that kind of hurt my feelings. I was having a meditation the other day, and it was about 2 hours long. And that's not unusual for me. Sometimes I meditate for longer than that. But that 2 hours was of me reviewing my life. And I don't even know why that came out. Clearly my spirit needed something. Y'all see I got my red cup. Let me fill my cup. Because you know I'm a drinker. I be drinking. Christina, you want some?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Christina act like she's not an alcoholic, but she gave me the mixer to put in this.
I was finna say.
Okay, let me top that off. Listen, I mix drinks on the weekends. That's what I do.
Shaken, not stirred. Okay.
Shaken, not stirred. But I realized that a lot of these people don't value me. And that really hurt my feelings because it's so easy for me to value people, you know? And it's crazy how I realized it. I want to give a thank you to Darian Augustus. And I hope he's okay for me saying his name on this podcast. He told me that he listens to the podcast. So I'm not going to tell him that I'm talking about him on the podcast. See if he pull his card. See if he heard this shit. He probably is, though. I mean, somebody listening to it. I don't know who the fuck they are.
They in there.
They in there. So I just want to give a shout out to him because he helped me see something I already knew, which was I'm valuable. But he helped me see it in a way that made me look at how other people treat me. And when I say treat, I mean like respect. Y'all, as y'all can see, I don't have any makeup on. The set is not, I didn't feel like it today. Y'all almost didn't get this damn episode. And for those of you who don't realize, the first season is only going to be 10 episodes, and this is episode 8, so you got 2 more episodes left. And then we're going to break for a while. And then we're going to come back strong with season 2. So I felt it was only right to, before I end this first season, give thanks to Darian Augustus. Let me tell you how I met him. Christina, I've never told you this story before, so I thought it would be great for you to hear. Darian Augustus. So my first memory of me meeting him, quote unquote, was of an Instagram comment that he left on my photography page. It's Tahir Coleman. Now that's significant because I never use that page. I should, but I never use that page. I post my stuff and then I leave and almost never use it. And he had commented on a picture, old picture. I was like, oh my gosh, why is this picture still up here?
Right.
But he was like, my clients would love this. And I was like, who is this? But okay, thank you. Yeah, just DM me. Oh, right, that's wonderful. Could you DM me? Let me know what's going on. And he said, okay, cool. So he DM'd me a lot of messages. I was like, child, who is this? And I was reading through the messages and he was talking about the work that his client wanted. And I was so embarrassed because I was like, that's not even a photo that I would want somebody to see and like say that they love and they want to hire me. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, that was an old photo. Took that bitch down and sent him some of the new mock-ups that I did, like quality mock-ups that I did for Pattern Beauty and Fenty. And I was like, no, this is my work. Because it was a product photography picture that he liked. And I was like, that was earlier on. This is what I can do. And he was like, yeah, sure. Okay. I like your work. Could you
got the idea?
I got the idea. He didn't need more than that. And he was like, yeah, that's awesome. My clients want product photography for their stuff, and I think we should work with you. How much do you charge? And at the time, I was new to charging people for product photography. I was not new to product photography. I've been shooting that I started off in doing product photography, so over 15 years. And I just never really got paid for it, though. I got paid for it one time before he asked me.
Okay.
Once. And it was like God. It was, because I pray a lot. Mm-hmm. And I started to ask God for things. I'll get to that later. But because that's super significant. Put a pin in that. And so I had just one paying gig, and she only had one product. Like, well, I thought it was one product until I opened it. And there was a lot of little stuff. I was like, okay, sis. But whatever. I charged her what I charged her. It was a low amount. Mm-hmm. And I realized even then, I was like, yeah, I need to charge more for this because that was a lot of work. Yeah. I put way more hours in than I made. But whatever, I was excited because somebody wanted me to do it. Of course. And it was a referral from Robbie. So shout out to Robbie, an artist, a rock star, an artist, just overall creative. Somebody in his camp, his family or something like that, I don't even know. They needed product photography for one of their products, and he recommended me. And he never even seen my product. I've never showed him that, Yeah. So that was cool. Did that. And that was the only thing I'd done. Okay. So when he asked me to do this product photography for this company, they had several products they wanted me to shoot. I gave him a number that I thought was good. But I was like, when I started doing it, I was like, my neck and my back. I should have never charged. This is too low. What was I thinking? Yeah. Okay. So let me back up a little bit. He said to me during that Instagram DM or whatever, he was like, I think I know you. And I'm like, I don't know this man. Right. Went to his page, looked at them pictures. I was like, who is this? I was like, you do? And then he said this. I think we live in the same building. Whoa. I was like, no. In my head, I was just like, I don't know this dude. Like, what is he talking about? And then I screamed. I did know him. I was like, wait, you the dude who always be outside in the front. Then I walked past. He was like, yeah. Okay. I was like, how did you find me? Now I got, because I'm from Jersey. How did you find my Instagram page? Right. And he said, he was like, I think it popped up in Explorer. Shut up. I didn't even have no picture of me on my Instagram page. So I was like, how did you know it was me? But that was just like, just curiosity. Yeah, that's cool though. And that's so dope because I'm so Jersey that even though I live in Atlanta now, but I'm so Jersey that we think it's a sign of respect to mind your business, to walk past somebody and just mind your business. Yeah, that's respect. I'm respecting you, your space and your time. Right. Like I'm gonna walk around you, I'm not gonna say nothing. But down here, motherfuckers be like, I had somebody say to me, "Hey, how are you?" I was like, I'm fine. Do I know you? And they were so offended by how I said that. I was like, sweetie, you just asked me how I am. Yeah. I don't know you. Who asks that? Right. And they were like, I was just saying hi. It's a little intimate. It's very intrusive. Yeah. Hey, how are you? I was like, do I know you? It was like, no, I was just saying hi. I was like, yeah, that's how you say hi, sweetie. Just say hi. Right. How are you? You asking questions. Like that's right. Now, had I said, girl, I don't know how I ain't gonna get paid now. Like, then you would have felt away. But I had seen him so many times, and I just walked past him. And just walk. If you're not watching this on youtube.com/TheBLACKMedia, you have to. Because I look real raggedy, no makeup, hair is just... Is that the reason why? Listen, you gotta see this raggedy shit. And so I had walked past him so many times, I never said anything to him. And the funny thing is I'm going to share a story. He doesn't know. I remember one day I was on the phone with one of my best friends. I'm not going to say who. And she was like complaining about men and kind of thing like that. And I was like, oh, I know this dude who I was like, every time I see him, I think like, ooh, my friend would be good for him. Like, he seemed like a nice person. He was always opening doors and shit. Like, he seemed like a nice person. And he's, attractive. So I was like, she'll like him. Like, he, I knew that her taste, like, oh, she'll like him. Okay. And I remember he had hair. He had longer hair, like a little bit longer. He cut his hair. And I remember seeing him. And I was like, oh, you cut your hair? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. And he walked. No, I'm messing up the story. He walked past me first, and I remember saying that in my head, oh, he cut his hair.
Okay.
And when he came back, I was on the phone with my friend. I was like, she was complaining about dudes, and I was like, well, I'm going to just ask him, like, if he's single or whatever like that, and hook y'all up. She was like, I don't care. It's fine. Like, and that's not something we've ever done before. But she was just like, you know what? At this point, what can it hurt?
I feel it.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to ask him. So he walked back over, and I was like, oh, snap, you cut your hair. He was like, yeah. I just asked my girlfriend to marry me. I was like, and she's on the phone. He can't hear, but she's on the phone like, see? Damn, all the girls are taken. I was like, that's so nice. He's like, yeah. She said yes. I was like,
it's wonderful.
And she was like, oh, well, that's it. I'm just going to be single forever. I was like, yo, I did not know. I didn't even know he had a girl. My bad. Yeah. And he walked in, and I was like, oh, well. And that was it. Yeah. So cut to him asking me to do product photography for one of the companies that he worked with. So serendipitous. It's so cool how that even worked out because it was so completely separate. And he did not even know I did photography.
Right.
He was like, I can't believe that this is you. And I've seen you so many times in my building.
Yeah, well, that connection in the beginning was helpful because now he has like he knows who you are.
Right.
And,
and we started working. I remember the first time I started to, I really respected him, but I started to like have more respect for him. Is when I realized, and I'm bold when it comes to money and when it comes to asking for what I deserve, pay me what I'm worth. I remember saying to him, I think I undercharged you. And his response was the most perfect response. He was like, oh man, okay, well, how much do you think what would be the difference? You know how many people I've said that to and they be like, oh, well.
Right, next time.
He actually cared. And the funny thing is that it wasn't like he was just going to pay me the difference. We were just going. I was just telling him like, next time this is not going to be this low because that's too low.
That was the lowest.
And it just so happened that the company was like, oh, we forgot to tell him that we wanted the package too. So we wanted the pictures individually, but we also wanted the package. Okay. And then he hit me up and said this. He said, how much for a reshoot? And so I got the difference of what I would normally charge. Yeah. And I was like, I fuck with him. Okay. His boy is different. Yeah. This man is different. At the time, I was like saying man. And that's significant. I'll say that later. But I was like, this man is different. I don't know who he is, but he's an angel. Because where did he come from? And at that particular time, I had said a prayer about wanting to work with other people and give the knowledge that I have to other people. And he popped up out of nowhere. And I was like, prayer always works. God is, I'm a Christian. I serve Christ. But God always works. Yeah. And that's significant because so much of my life is literally driven and pushed by Christ. And I'm always amazed at how I can say a prayer and the next week or the next few weeks that I get that thing. And it's funny because I always get what I want from God because I'm a good person. And that's basically what this entire podcast is about. It's about value. It's about being a good person. It's not hard. And there are a lot of people around me who are snakes, a lot of people around me who are selfish, a lot of people around me who just don't value me. And I realized it when I met Darian. In the last 3 months, because we've now worked together for quite a while, Darian and I've made easily over $10,000, $15,000 with him. Maybe like 20,000, like more, like way more. I've never made that much money with somebody else. Ever. Yeah. Ever. I know people in the industry. I know Grammy Award winners. I know producers, writers, actors, executives. I've had lunch with them. I've known them for years. I know award-winning people. I've never made that much money with any of them. And that is what started me on my meditation value. Do these people even value me? Yeah. Because here it is, I have this man who I don't know. Mind you, to this day, I've never had dinner with him. We've never went to lunch. I don't know shit about him. Nothing. Yeah. When we get on the phone, we talk business. Okay, this company wants this. I don't know nothing about this man.
Yeah.
I don't know him. Mm-hmm. And we have that much trust.
That's nice.
Y'all got me drinking. It made me look at other people in my life. Mm-hmm. Because he wasn't coming to me with $100 deals or $50 deals. Somebody asked me the other day. I said $50?
$50 for what?
To do photography. I remember my brother said once, he didn't know any better. And then he felt offended, actually, when I corrected him. I was broke. Down and out. And he said, oh, one of my friends, she wants to pay you or whatever. She'll pay you $30 a day to photograph the basketball games. I said, Dwight, have you lost your mind? I said, no disrespect, but my last paying gig, even though that was 3 months ago, was $1,500 for one shoot. You expect me to do something for $30 a day?
Right. I could do that. I'll do it.
But I've been getting, and I don't think my brother, let's be clear, it's not that I don't think, I know for a fact that he does not devalue me.
Yeah.
He just didn't know any better. And he felt offended that he was like, oh, wow, for you to be like that when you ain't got no money. I was like, I'd rather wait than to be whoring out my talent for $30.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? I ain't that broke.
Right.
I really was. I was. But nah, we're not doing that. Like, what? I started to just realize how people treat me. And it's not, this wouldn't be an issue if it was like one person. It happens all the time. If you're watching this and you don't realize, I'm a photographer and filmmaker. I've been doing that since I was a little kid. And I became a professional in 2010. I was in college, I studied contemporary arts, I studied photography in college and directing, etc. I have a bachelor's degree in it. So the problem is that there's so many people who do it. Industry friends. People, I remember this one time, this girl said to me, oh, hey, it's a last minute shoot. We need you. Can you shoot her in your studio? It was a artist who was like a celebrity sorta. Okay. And was, making her waves or whatever. Signed to a record label, was on a very popular TV show. Oh wow. She was like, could you shoot her? I was like, you need to shoot now? She was like, yeah, it's last minute. We gotta shoot right now. I said, okay, cool. She was like, what's your budget? She was like, it's $300.
Ooh.
And it's like, this is me meditating, by the way. Because that happened 2 years ago. Or about a year and a half ago. That particular thing happened a year and a half ago. And during my meditation, I was going through all the stuff. And I'm just like, because that same girl charges thousands of dollars to shop for people and style them. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't, but if that's what you charge, and you charge late fees and last minute fees, and you do that in your own business, right. You really felt comfortable to come to me, high quality photography, good person, always on time, diligent. I'm a valued professional. Yeah. And you felt comfortable to say $300.
Start down there, yeah.
I had a person come to me at an event, and she asked me twice. Met her once. She said, do you do real estate photography? I said, yes, but I stopped doing it because it can be a very lonely thing and it can be very annoying, etc. I gave her the reasons. Okay. She's like, I really need somebody. I was like, oh, I understand. Hope you find it. About a month later, I met her at a different event. So she's like, could you do, I guess she forgot. She was like, you do real estate photography, right? I was like, I will. She was like, okay, I need you to do this for me or whatever. I was like, okay, you know what, fine. I need to update my portfolio in real estate anyway. Yeah, like, fuck it. It was a month later. I was like, fine, whatever. Why not?
Change my mind.
Guess how much she wanted me to do 2 apartments. It was about 16 rooms. Guess how much she asked me to do it for? Guess.
$500.
$5 what? $500?
Yeah.
No. Guess again. 16 rooms, 2 apartments.
$1,000.
Girl, no.
I don't know.
$100.
No, she didn't.
Well, I still have the text. $100.
$100 for both apartments?
For both apartments, about 16 rooms. Kitchen, living room, hallways, about bathrooms.
$100?
You know what she said to me in my response to her? I said, she was like, is that too low? I said, that's disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And guess what I charged her? I'm about to cry because I feel like I charged her $250.
Are you serious?
And it was only because I wanted to update my portfolio. I was like, I haven't done it in a while, so let me update it, whatever. And I'm sitting here like, I brought my $6,000 camera, my $2,000 lens, my other $2,000 lens that I'm still paying for, my tripod that costs like $150, and then my fucking brain, which is priceless, out to this space, which I had to pay for to get there.
Oh, no.
In this building to shoot all these rooms. And the day of, I said, y'all gonna need to give me some more money. Because I didn't know it was this big.
Okay.
I didn't know it was this, I didn't know, damn.
Yeah.
$100? Y'all said you was really gonna charge me $100 for this?
And no transportation.
No, nothing. No food, no promise to do other people's jobs for nothing. Nothing. And this is how people value photography. Let me break something down to y'all. Motherfuckers will spend $1,000 on their fucking weave. $900 on their clothes. $500 to $1,000 for their fucking sneakers or heels. $200 for their makeup.
That's true.
And then hit up the photographer and be like, I just need a couple of shots. What I do is art, stupid. It's art.
Absolutely.
You want a couple of fucking shots? Take out your cell phone and take a couple of shots.
Hello.
You want high quality professional images? Then you come here. That's why I changed my business to Tahir Coleman Film and Photography, capturing your forever image. Okay. I'm not an Instagram photographer.
Right.
You don't come to me to take a quick pic. You come to me for an everlasting thing that you can print out, your album cover, your book cover, your family portrait that you're gonna print out and have in your family for years and years and years to come. I do art. Don't devalue me because you don't value it.
That's right.
And in my meditation, when I started to realize so many people around me just did not value that, I started to cry because I was like, yo, who the fuck is around? Like, who are these people? Why are they still around me? If y'all can't even value the most basic thing, which is my art. This is art for me. This isn't just my job. Yes, it pays my bills. Yes, it's the reason why I have a studio. Yes, it's the reason why I've never had a 9-to-5. Thank the Almighty. But this is art for me. This is not just a picture. This is something I spent many years studying. And I study every single day, still. Because I want to be even better and better and better. Plus, I just have fun doing it. It's like a hobby. But how dare you devalue me just because you don't see the value in it? But let me tell you how fucked up society is. Because you'll spend $1,000 for your fucking weave.
I know.
For your hair to get done. You'll spend $250 for your makeup, but think $250 is too much for your photographer. How the hell you gonna spend $250 for a makeup when you wash that bitch off at the end of the night?
It don't even be on all day.
When makeup artists even tell me their prices, I be like,
oh my gosh.
How am I supposed to be a photographer and charging people anything if you charging them $200?
Yeah.
And they don't even want to pay me. But they will pay for that because we value vanity over art. As long as I look the part, then I'm good. I got my fly sneak, I got my Balenciaga sneakers. I don't even know what type of jeans because I'm not even into that. But like whatever fly new jean. And I got on my Givenchy shirt, which is over expensive just to say Givenchy. Like, the fuck.
Agreed.
And then I got my $1,000 hair, bitch. What lace? Like
Melted.
And it's like, oh, you charge too much. That's how much you charge. What I get for that?
It's so crazy though because they see your work, right? And they know that it's valuable because there's something in your work that, you know, calls them to like, yo, I need that. But they trying to devalue, I guess, like the actual photographer.
Yeah.
Thinking that they can, like, that's crazy to me.
I had someone ask me once, how many celebrities have you worked with? I said, excuse me? What does that have to do with anything?
Right.
They were like, oh, I just wanted to know, like, because you charge a lot of money, so I wanted to know if, like, you work with celebrities. I was like, most of the photographers that I know have never worked with a celebrity. Mm-hmm. And they are world fucking renowned. Mm-hmm. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
I had a girl once in my inbox. She had watched my film reel. Uh-huh. Exceptional film reel. I hate saying that together. Exceptional. She inboxed me and said, hey, what's up? I love your work. I would love for you to film me doing hair. I want to have it on my YouTube channel. She was like, I said, okay, great, thank you. She was like, I said, how long is it? What do you want? She was like, I just want you to film me doing the whole process, so it's going to be about an hour. I was like, an hour? You want me to film you for an hour? Mm-hmm. I was like, do you understand that movies are an hour long?
Right.
And you're asking me to film you in 4K. Our fucking podcast is an hour long. The fuck? You want me to film you in 4K, bring lights, mics, and all this kind of things to your studio so you can do this hair. I said it's $1,500. She was like, oh, that's too much. I said, you looked at my film reel, which is comparable to Netflix's and Hollywood and like high quality shit. No, I ain't trying to brag, but
no, it looks good. It looks good.
My shit looked right.
Yep.
And $1,500 is not a lot of money. I'm like in the lower of the totem pole of filmmakers. I'm not, doing commercials yet.
Not yet.
But it's like, you wanted to pay me. She wanted to.
I was about to say, how much was she trying to give you?
She was trying to give me $200 for a whole hour. I said, ma'am, it's pre-production, production, and post-production. Mm-hmm. Pre-production is the meeting we'll have so that we can produce this entire thing. Production is a day of, which is going to take way more than an hour. Yep. And then post, me editing it. You think you're about to get all of that for $200 fucking dollars and 4K, high quality film?
Be like, I hold the phone for you.
I said, just put your phone. I literally was like, just put your phone up and record it. Why you?
Yeah.
The point is that I reviewed so many of those cases in my head. And I said to myself, these people don't value me. Why did I say that? Because Darian Augustus values me. And he has never come to me with a job that wasn't starting at $1,000. Mm. And I've gotten paid way more than that. $2,500, $3,000, $5,000. I'm like,
yeah.
And I remember feeling once like, do I deserve this? Mm. And snapped out of that like, yes.
Absolutely.
This is what you work for. Of course you deserve it. Mm-hmm. Like, of course I deserve it. We had to take a quick little break, but, batteries was dying and shit. This is just one of those episodes. It's just one of those episodes. Listen, of course I deserve it. And I remember Priscilla Renee saying to me once, when you're great, when you have something that's great and people want it, they covet what you have because they don't have it. It doesn't matter if, I believe she got the quote from Martin Luther King. I think Sigmund Freud said it, but I think Martin Luther King repeated it in a speech. She said that even if you put yourself in seclusion, the world will find a beaten path to get to you because you have something that they want that they can't do. And that's value. Okay. And I shouldn't be around people who make me question my value. And that's a problem for me, especially moving forward. I'll tell you what, though, that shit is over with. Darren Augustus taught me by just showing me you're valuable. Yeah. You're gifted, you're talented. Here. Thank you. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would never come to me with something that's not of my value.
Right, demeaning.
That's demeaning. Because the same people who demean me in that way, in that financial way, they don't do that for themselves.
Of course not.
They get thousands of dollars. I remember once doing so much work, so much, sweating, hot, working. And I thought everybody at the job, everybody there, nobody was getting paid. I thought, everybody was just coming together to do this thing.
Right.
I found out that somebody got paid $1,500 for the same work that I was doing.
Oh my God.
And you know what else I found out? I found out that in the end, my footage, my work was better. Or comparable to.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you didn't even need them.
Right.
Why did you do that? And I didn't complain about it, and I'm still not complaining. It's just when I was reviewing my meditation, I realized some of the spaces that I was in, and I was just like, that's interesting. Because I didn't get no offer. But this person did, and I just wondered why.
Yeah.
Like, what made you
Right, I would wonder too.
choose this person when I was here? We could have just did this, whatever.
Right.
And that person was unpleasant and disrespectful the day of. And short-tempered and acted like the boss and was moving my equipment and touching my shit. I was like, excuse me, what are you doing? He was like, I need a light. So I was like, whoa, just rude and nasty. I found out that person was still actually paying them to this day. And they had so much awful things to say about them. And I just wondered, like, is it how you're valued? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the unfortunate thing is that I can keep going with these stories. And what's even more unfortunate is I didn't even notice until that meditation. My body, my spirit, my back had been hurting. Remember? My back had been hurting. We were trying to figure out why my back was hurting.
Yeah.
When I was in that meditation the other day and I was releasing all of that stuff, my back stopped hurting. And I was like, how could I have not paid attention to this?
It was trash.
Your body will tell you
all the time, every time,
when something's not right. That it gives you a signal when your brain is not functioning,
or when you ignore it,
or when you're ignoring it, or when you just don't even see the signs. Like, I saw the sign, I did not, I didn't. And when I literally was in that meditation crying because I was just like, how could I have not seen all of these people? It's like I said, if it was just one person, it's like whatever. It's everybody.
Yeah.
My own mother values me tremendously to the point where she'd be like, oh, I want to pay you to she got a new company or whatever called Sugar Trinks. I featured her on this show before. And she was, I want to pay you. She hit me up and the first thing she said was, I want to pay you because I want to get my business off the ground. I was like, oh, that's cute, Mom, with your ridiculousness. But you cannot afford me. Also, I would never charge you because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And came out of your vagina. She's going to hate that part. But my father, too. My father values me. tremendously too. And even when I shot his wedding last year,
I remember that.
he was like, "Oh, hey, we need a photographer, and we really want you. Are you able to get?" Mind you, I flew myself there. Are you able to get here? I was like, I'm gonna come to, of course. It's your wedding, you know? And even that day, mind you, I told him that was his gift, his wedding gift. Even that day, he was like pulled me to the side and like gave me a wad of cash and was like, "Here, it's not a lot," but I was like, "Dad, thank you. What am I gonna do with this cash? I don't use cash. I gave it to my cleaning ladies."
Well, it went to something.
It went to something. Thank you so much. I don't ever have cash. I felt very good to give him a tip.
Yeah, hello?
Thank you.
Okay.
And now, Dad, don't do me. Okay, listen. That was very valuable. Thank you. That helped me. Because, no. Who's cleaning this up anyway. And so when you have people in your life that value you, my brother, my sister, my father, my mother, my best friends who always tell me, Kanisha, Renata, Shalia, Asia, who always tell me, "You're exceptional, you're talented, you are of value." And for a long time, I just thought I was okay. I was like, I do what I do. And when I realized a few years ago, ridiculous, right? A few years ago, that how great I was, I started to see my own value. And that's probably why my back was hurting, because my back was like, "Bitch, we already decided that we was valuable. Now you didn't let every Tom, Dick, and Harry disrespect you like this. No more."
I feel that.
Do you know how many times I've had people tell me you charge too much? And like we were saying earlier, my shit is comparable to a lot of the stuff that's out here.
Absolutely.
A lot of the stuff that's out here, I could very easily produce, film, direct, and my shit will look 10 times better.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all see that work, and then you be like, I got like $200.
Right. Well, that's good, but can I get it for?
And I'm such a good person that I'll work with your budget. And what I've learned to do in the last year or so is to shorten my time. That's something that I covet now.
Okay.
Oh, you got $200? Fine. I can do this for 30 minutes. And that's when they go, "Oh." I'm like, "Yeah.
Right.
I can do this for 15 minutes. And it's just like, you have to love yourself enough to know that God has you. And for me, my journey with Christ is a very specific one, because even though I'm a devout Christian, I've never wavered. I realized something thanks to a friend of mine named Christina.
Okay.
In the end of 2019, I realized that I had 99.9% faith. And you need a 100% faith in order to remove any blockings of your blessings. And I didn't realize how much I was blocking my blessings, because throughout so many years, and unfortunately, even though those people do value me, my brother, my mother, my father, my sister, individually, they've all said to me at one point in my life, "You need to get a real job." And that stings in a way that you just wouldn't understand. And I didn't take it in that moment. Apparently, I absorbed that self-consciously. And it wasn't until Candace and I had that talk at Applebee's and I realized that I believed that I wasn't worthy. And when you believe that, you block your blessings, because how can God bless you with something when it's like disrespecting God. When you're telling God something like, "God, you don't know."
Right.
Because I'm not that great. And God is like, "But you are."
Yourself.
Right. But you are. And I'm going to let you believe that until you figure it out.
Yeah.
And when I figured it out, when I tell you, so let me back up a little bit. My best friend Renata said to me many years ago, I want to say 2017 or 18. I was like, I never pray and ask God for anything specific. And she was like, she looked at me and she was like, "Why? That's crazy. I ask God for money and all the time. Why don't you do that?" I was like, God has a lot more stuff to be dealing with than be bothering God with like little stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, you have not because you ask not. And I understood that. I knew that when I was a kid. You know, I heard that before. And I was just like, okay, girl, whatever. But no, seriously, I had to learn how to ask God for what I wanted specifically. I mean, scarily specifically.
Oh, I know.
Y'all, I asked God for what I wanted. After I had that conversation with Candace, child. After I had that conversation with Candace, her last name is, well, not her last name, but her stage name is Candace Christina. But after I had that conversation with Candace, I remember walking, I had a lot of stairs in the place that I was staying. I remember walking the stairs and I turned around and I was like, how did I get up these stairs so quickly? Because it felt like a weight had been lifted. It felt like I was light, like I could fly. It felt like a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders. That's how much of a burden that 0.01, is that 0.01? If I got 99.9%, it's 0.01, right? Don't do me. Like I don't know. Listen. Child's just stupid on the podcast. Trying to be deep. That last little bit of percentage was that heavy. That when I walked up those stairs, I felt light. I felt, and to be clear, we were evicted. We were getting evicted. We had no money. We had nothing at the time. I had a lot of things to quote unquote worry about. And for the first time in a while, I went to bed without a worry, without a care in the world. And I remember waking up and praying and being specific. Yeah. Y'all, when I tell you I got every single thing I prayed for down to the exact number. Now, I was already a believer of Christ. Christ was revealed to me plenty of times. I didn't need any more affirmation or confirmation. But when I got that, I said, it scared me. And I was already a believer. I was like,
oh, I get it.
And I realized that throughout my entire life, I had never taken an actual leap of faith. Had never taken a risk. Not one. Everything I got, it was never handed to me because I had to work hard for everything I got. Plus, we grew up pretty poor, middle class, poor. And I mean, because, your parents, when you say that, your parents be like,
yeah, they be like, you better not say that.
You grew up what? All the hard work I was doing. We grew up middle class. We owned our house. We had cars, but we was broke. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I didn't have nothing handed to me is my point. Especially me, because a lot of the things I was doing was in the arts. There's just, you just can't, there's no nepotism. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that camera's being recorded. I feel in a way.
It is. It's recorded.
And I remember I lost my train of thought because of that damn camera. We're not gonna stop. I don't know. But I was saying, I remember praying. Thank you. I remember praying, and it was scary because I was just throwing out numbers. I was really, I was specific because I wanted that number, but I was just saying something, and it happened so fast that I think was the thing that made me go, whoa. But I also didn't have any worry. When you pray and you worry, it defeats the purpose. I realized in that moment that I didn't trust God enough. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I was saying I never took a risk. And you have to take risks. The reason why is because when you take risks, you show God implicitly that you trust God. Implicitly. I was faking it. A bitch would get on the top of the ledge on the mountain and be like, I trust you, God, and jump off the mountain with a fucking parachute. Right. Or jump off the mountain on the side where there's water because I know I can swim. You know what I'm saying? I was cheating. That's not faith. Faith is completely trusting that God will carry you, that you will fly. And even if you don't, your death will be quick. And you will make it into heaven. Splat! and you're in heaven.
Oh, right. No suffering.
No suffering. You didn't even feel that. And once I realized that, it's crazy because my father is the reason why I didn't have 100% faith in Christ. And it's because my father at an early age started to train his children in a negative way, I believe, to not ask him for nothing. Y'all better not ask me for shit. I don't have nothing. I'm broke. My father would say that all the time. And so in a way, it's good to train your children to be independent and not depend on you for things. But not like that. And I got into my head that these small things are things that I could deal with on my own. Mm-hmm. And because I didn't too much separate Father God and my Father on earth, separate them, I would really believe like, I'm not going to bother God with this. Isn't that silly?
It is.
God is the Almighty. Your little ass problem is nothing. Like, when I think about it now, it's like, that is so silly. But I used to think like that. I used to really feel like, let me not even God don't need to deal with this.
Right.
I would never say, God, please get us out of this debt. Help me. I need like $10,000 just so I never prayed like that.
Yeah, okay.
I would be like, God, please give me strength. Please bless my mom, bless, all the, I do a prayer sometime. Well, not even sometime. I said a prayer a few years ago and I was like, you know what, God, you know how I do. I can't keep repeating the same prayer. So every time I pray, just bless all the homeless people, bless all the whales, all the orcas. I was like, just do all of that. Make sure they got their food, whatever. So every time I start the prayer, just know I already did that. Like, I already made contingencies for all these people. I can't, you're right, fix global warming, do all that good stuff. I can't keep saying that every prayer, Jesus.
Right.
I just can't. I used to pray like that. 10 minutes later, I'm finally talking about me. Like, no.
Yeah. Oh, you can spend all day praying.
All day. And do that. Do that too. I do that too. And in fact, talking to God. A lot. God is like, now see, I should have never inspired you to. No. Could you please stop calling me?
Right.
But don't do me. I just know God is sitting up there like, maybe I should have left some of that in you.
Right. Yeah, take it. Yeah.
Tahir, I don't need to know about how your stomach was hurting. I get it. You shouldn't have, you know you can't have milk. All right, but I realized that it was because of how my father was negatively training me to think that it spilled over into how I thought about God and thought my problems weren't worthy enough to be handled. And what I realized is that when you surrender your life to God, those issues you're not supposed to take on. You're not supposed to be in this life by yourself, just handling it all by yourself. That's not what you're here for. You're supposed to have abundance. We're supposed to have surplus.
That's right.
We're supposed to have everything that we desire. And I'm a good person. I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal, I don't kill, I don't be out here just out here. Yeah. So I deserve to have everything in my life. Because I'm a great fucking person. And there are so many bad people. It's not hard being a good person. There are people who are actually trying to be bad. Because you have to put forth effort to be a sucky person, to be a bad person. Yeah. I am a great person. I treat people well. I have a great spirit. I deserve everything. I deserve the world. And in that meditation, I realized that these people around me don't see me that way. There are several people I know who are doing major projects. They didn't ask me, but those same people will call me in a pinch. Because like Priscilla Renee said, when you have something that somebody needs and they think they can do it on their own and they can't, they will call you. I don't blame them. I don't even blame myself. But I know better. So I'm gonna do better.
That's right.
So from now, moving forward, y'all better come to me with offers in the thousands, starting from 1,000. these $500, these $600, these $200, these $100, these $50. Now, unless I do a special, because I'm a good person. Like I said, I work with your budget. I know everybody can afford shit. Listen, I do specials all the time. Unless I do a special, understand that you got to come with the money or leave me the fuck alone. Don't look my way. Don't call my phone. Don't check up on me. I don't need you in my life. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. Because I am valuable. And whether you think so or not, whether you think that I don't have enough resources to help you get to, or if you feel like you need to use this person because they're going to help you get the look, or if you feel like you need to suck up to this person, whatever it is that you think is going on with your life and these people, don't crawl on back to me now when you need me. I don't want to be too specific because there's a situation going on right now where I just feel like, damn, we never had this before. Yeah. But I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up. And I'm going to smile and I'm going to make sure that they enjoy the moment. Even though I've been completely removed from it. And it's like, okay, hey, God bless you. I wish you nothing but success. But from here on out, if you can't show me that I'm valuable to you by offering me what I deserve, even when I'm worth, by offering me what I deserve, what I know I deserve, what you know I deserve,
right,
then I'm good. And the people who aren't in my life, because there's a lot of those too, who look at my work and think, oh, I want to photograph with you. And then you hit me with these low offers, but you paying $150 to $200 for your makeup, and you expect, ain't no way in the hell a makeup artist and a photographer should be making the same amount of fucking money. My work is way longer. It's way different.
Yeah.
The process is different. There's pre-production, production, and post-production, even in photography. Yeah. Pre-production. What images do you want? What backgrounds do you want? How do you want to look? What is your insecurities? It's a million questions you ask before you shoot. Then production. It takes hours and hours and hours and hours. It doesn't always take that long, especially when you're a professional, but it takes hours and hours and hours and hours of education and training for me to have a shorter shoot. Yeah. And then there's post-production. Sitting down and picking the images that you like, and then me editing those images. I'm a proud digital photographer. There is no, just send me those pictures. But my job is not done, sweetie. Now, if you want a film photographer who just takes a picture and sends it to you, go and find them. I'm a digital photographer, proudly. My work is not done until I finish the edit in my head. Just because you like the image does not mean my art is done. Yeah. And that is the thing. How can you not value art when it is the most important thing that we have as a culture?
That's true.
One of. My art is not for you. It is for me. I take it very seriously because I've literally dedicated my life to it. Yeah. It's the only thing I've ever been doing my entire life. Every single time I take a picture, a photograph, I make sure that I'm capturing something that is your forever image, a lasting image. It is my art. What I do when I bend the lighting, what I do when I use specific lenses to get the thing done, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. It's not just me taking a picture. Because if that was the case, I can charge whatever and give you bullshit all day long. But y'all don't come to me for that. Y'all see the images that I take my time with, they be like, oh my God, I want that. Mm-hmm. That took time. That took pre-planning. That took a lot of time.
Yeah.
You want that, you can't afford that, sweetie. And that's okay. I may lose out on everything. I may lose my studio. I may go broke. I may have to sell all of my equipment. But I'm going to stick to my guns and charge what I charge because I know I'm valuable.
That's right.
And I'm just going to rest, as I said, on God, which, by the way, let me tell you something. God has kept me.
I was about to say, it's been working so far.
God has kept me. God has kept me every single month. In my meditation, I did a count. I think I have about 18 to 20 bills a month. And every single month, every single one gets paid.
Amen.
Now, I will say the last 2 months, some of them didn't get paid on time. But that was the first in forever. But guess what? They got paid, though. But they got paid.
Hello.
But did they get paid?
They got paid.
They got paid.
Okay.
Every single bill that I have has gotten paid. Every single one. And I'm so proud of myself for this to be my first apartment, my first studio. I took a leap of... Child, did I take a leap of faith? Girl, I took a leap. And every single month, all of my bills get paid through my art and nothing else. So I'm proud of myself.
That's right.
I'm proud that I can sit here and do this podcast or have the Black Media and have multiple streams of income and have somebody like a Darren Augustus in my life who, I said I was going to talk about this later. Christina, he's 5 years younger than me.
Really?
Ain't that some shit? With a fiance and a house that he just bought. I said, how the hell is your life better? What, am I not praying right? When he told me his age, I said,
You're a baby.
I said, you're a child. That's why I called him a boy earlier. If you notice, I was like, that little boy. I said, that man. I thought he was a man at the time. No, he's a man, right? But in my head, I was like, you're a child. I was cursing around you. Let me watch my mouth. And he just be laughing. I'm like, how are you so young? You're making me look bad. Just don't tell people that around her. Like, just... Girl, he is young.
Yeah.
In his late 20s. And I said, God bless you.
You got to, yeah.
God bless you. God bless you. Because that's powerful. A young 20-something-year-old sees my value so much so that when he's working with these major clients, he consistently reaches out to me and says, I know your value, I know your work ethic, I know your work. Hey, you want this? Can you do this?
Yeah.
I think you should do this. Oh, he said, I want to get you more money. I was like, you want to be my manager? Because he's very diplomatic, and you know I'm not. I'm a hood rat. He's very diplomatic, and I appreciate that about him, to be so young. And it's like, how you have this much diplomacy? Yeah. Because I'm ready to, I'm really always ready to just like turn up. And he's not. And it's like, it's like you can really handle clients for me because I don't be having time for that dumb shit. Like you hit me with a 500. Right. I'm ready to like go off. But he would be like, my client is actually, like he'll handle it in a different way. And I just appreciate that so much. So thank you, Darren, for helping me remember my value. Yeah. And for trusting my art to be what it is. And to grow with me. Obviously, I'm still growing too. So as I'm learning new things, I'm like, oh, I can do this now too, by the way. He's going on that journey with me, And just like Issa Rae said, you looking up for more people, you should be looking around you. And guess what? Those same people who often choose other people over me, who pay other people over me, they're shitty-ass projects you never see. They're so shitty that they're chitlin circuiting, not even like the good chitlin circuit, like, cause it's like chitlin circuit, but it's like quality chitlins. They're not even there. And they'll always come back to me. And the next time they come back to me, I'm gonna say, do you have a bag? Because if not, then leave me alone. Don't call me, don't contact me. And money isn't everything. And I know that a lot of you just don't have it, but I just don't have the time anymore. Especially when you're paying other people or paying yourself with your hair and your nails and your da-da-da. If you can do all of that, you can pay me what I'm worth. And to those of you who do, God bless y'all. Obviously, you know this ain't about you. But if you think for a second that it is, then it is. My prayer is that I, through comedy, entertainment, and personal experiences, will help each and every listener seek understanding from one another. I will not always get it right. I will change my mind. I may even speak out of turn, but I do this with love, and I'm asking for grace to heal through conversations in a safe space, to tackle community issues that the truth will reveal with no circumlocution, just the real, for real. And we're off. You can listen to the uncensored version of The Real for Real on Apple or Spotify Podcast.